Double game week 28 is finally here, and we've got the potential to make huge gains in overall rank and in the mini league positions. Yep, it's that time again. In this video, I've got the top 3 transfers for you, and trust me, these are the moves that elite managers will be making, so you're going to want to watch and make sure you align your moves with these moves. Now, if this sounds good to you, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe and share the video. Now you've done that, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the first transfer for double game week 28. And yes, it's the poster boy, Dominic CalvertLewin. Of course it's him. Now, it's almost too obvious, but I'm going to state why I think he's a must-have. Okay, let's run through it. First of all, his price, 7.1 million. And you just have to look at some of these numbers, and it won't take long to convince you if you already don't own him. I think most of us will already have him, but if you don't, it's time to get on board. Fixtures, just look at the double fixtures. Sheffield United at home, you've just seen them play. They're breaking records. Unfortunately, it's bad records. They can't stop conceding at home. And away, they're just as bad. Luton at home, again, another lovely fixture. So you're getting 2 fixtures for the price of 1. This is why it's vital to get this man into your team. He's got the best fixture run even after this. So they blank on 29, which is the negative you can see at the bottom. But after that, the fixture run is gorgeous. So you could keep him in your team. There's no pressure for you to get rid of him. Last 5 games, he's got a 2, 2, 12, 4 and a 2. So it's only 2 returns from the last 5. It's not ideal. He had a little setback with injury, but it was good to see him back in the last game. So injury fear should be gone now. So that's not too much of a worry. 14 goals, 3 assists in 2,315 minutes. Unreal season he's having. Seriously, he's having a great season. 3rd highest scorer of the forwards. That tells you. So it's only Watkins and Haaland above him. He's in a good position. 5 points per match he's averaging, which is 3rd again out of all the forwards. So, like, the season is undisputed. You've got no issues. And when you add the fixtures, and Bournemouth are a pretty decent team. Like, the attacking numbers are not too bad. They're having a good season. And I think it will be difficult for you to go into this game week without owning him. Of course, no one's ever essential in FPL. But from my perspective, he's the one transfer I'm looking at, and I think he's worth a -4, no issue at all, especially as he's captain material. He's probably going to be the best captain. I will have a captaincy video later on in the week, but I think that all of them pros and not many negatives make him the standout performer this week. Let's have a look at the second transfer I'm recommending for the double game week 28. Oh yes, Carlton Morris. Now again, he deserves to be in this list. And if you've got the transfers available, you need to look at him. I'll tell you why. First of all, look at the price. 5.1 million. He's at the price where you bring him in for the double game week. If you don't want to use him weeks after, you can put him on the bench. It doesn't hurt you too much. Not too expensive like a CalvertLewin where you feel you can't bench someone that expensive. Scored 4 goals in the last 5 games. So he's actually on form, wow. Whatever. Form is there. Penalty taker. Now, we know in FPL we love this. He could be doing absolutely nothing. 89th minute, one of his teammates falls on the floor. He steps up. There's your 8 points. Incredible. Fixtures. It's a double fixture, of course, for the price of 1 again. Crystal Palace away, Bournemouth away. 2 lovely fixtures where I see Luton scoring. They might not win, but he will be scoring. We prefer them at home, Luton. They're a bigger problem at home, but still, when you look at their wins and losses, it's pretty even. Plays in blank game week 29. Now, this is the big plus, unlike CalvertLewin, where if you're bringing in CalvertLewin, you need to have a plan in place. Whether it's you're free hitting in 29, you're benching him, you're transferring him out, you're wild, you need something. With Morris, you don't. You could just play him. It's as simple as that. You've got, can just continue playing him. It's not a problem at all. So he gets you out of jail on that front as well. It's another big tick. Last 5 games. Now, have a look at this. This is very impressive. 8, 2, 8, 5, 11. That's 4 returns from the last 5. That consistency is normally only for the elite players. Seriously, not to be sniffed at. He's playing really, really well. It looked like he was going to struggle when Adebayo got injured, but nope, he stepped up and he's really turned it on. Now, he's got 8 goals and 6 assists in 1,779 minutes, which is pretty good going. I have to remind you, they are a relegation candidate. Naturally, they're not going to be dominant in most of the matches, and yet he's putting in these numbers. And when you consider that he didn't play for quite a lot, well, for a part of the season, and he's come into it and he's stepped up, I really, really like him. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the moves to even get here, but part of me really does. If you already got CalvertLewin and you're looking for the next best thing in this double, it's him. It really is him. Yes, you're going to have the problem. Who do you get rid of? You've got Haaland. We know this. Do you really want to get rid of Haaland? Well, you could. Haaland plays, is it Liverpool, then blanks, and then plays Arsenal. You could gamble. The Terminator maybe returns 1 goal in them 3 games. And what if he returns 2 goals in them 3 games? You're up. And then you can reverse it after once you're comfortable with Haaland's fixtures. And who knows after the international break what could happen with fitness and whatnot. So it's definitely on. You most probably own Watkins as well. That, again, is a difficult sell. But it's the same case. You really could go there. If you're being aggressive, chasing rank, you're chasing mini league rivals, that's a move. Most people are going to be scared because obviously you're removing a premium player who's having a great season to bring in a player for relegation candidates. But these are the type of moves that if you get them right, you absolutely fly. Negatives, basically the only negative I can put here is realistically Luton are relegation candidates. They're never going to be dominant. You are relying on them in little moments here and there to pick up a goal or whatnot, or a penalty. But having said all of that, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Let's have a look at the third transfer I'm recommending. And it's a fan favourite, Doughty. Why am I recommending him? Luton don't keep no clean sheets. Yeah, I hear you. But let's have a look why. First of all, the price, 4.7 million, cheap. So cheap that it doesn't bother you. Could play him when you need to. When you don't need him, third bench, doesn't matter one bit. Very attacking. Like plays left wing back. He's like the budget Roberto Carlos, I tell you. And the returns backs that up. 8 returns. I think only few defenders have got more returns than him this season. So very, very impressive. Very good player. Fixtures, I spoke about it before when I was talking about Morris. Crystal Palace away, Bournemouth away. It's a shame one of them isn't a home game, but it doesn't matter. You're getting 2 games where your other defenders might just have 1. In theory, you'd like to think even if they do nothing, he returns a 4. 2.2 pointless. In theory. Plays in the blank game week 29. Now, the importance of this, I'm going to remind you again. The reason is, if you're bringing a player like him in, and then you don't have to worry about removing him for 29. Because 29, if you've looked at the fixtures, there's not many teams playing. It means you're going to have a lot of blank players when you're looking around. And if you don't bring in players who play in 29 and you're not using a chip, the gains you make here, say you make 8 points, you're going to have to do a -8 to field players in game week 29. It's pointless. It really is. It just reduces all of the effort and planning that you're doing to bring these players in for you to have to lose those points. So think very carefully. But he does play in 29, so it's a big, big plus there. Last 5 games, this looks a bit grim, if I'm totally honest with you. 5-0-1-1-3. I did say it looks a bit grim. It's 1 return basically in the last 5, but we are gambling on the fixtures, and it's 2 of them. 1 goal and 8 assists in 1,903 minutes. As I said, that's very impressive. That number's there for a team in that position. Excellent. Rare they keep a clean sheet. I've put that as my negative. And a defender, normally you want a defender that has a potential to keep clean sheets and then a bonus if they get assists. I think in this case we're reversing it. It's no chance for a clean sheet and a good chance of a return in one of those games. That alone would make it worthwhile. Then after that, as I said, you could bench him, play him when you need to. I still like him. I'm not sure I'd be taking a minus for him, but I really, really do like him. And if you've got the problems in defense, whether it's Porro, Trippier, we're having issues in defense. In fact, no one's hardly keeping clean sheets apart from Arsenal. He's a nice little pick. Attack the double and then see how you feel about him later on in the season. I've given you my top 3, but I'm going to give you 1 bonus transfer. Thought I gave you 2 Luton. Let me give you another Bournemouth, and it's Zabrani. Look at that price, 4.4 million. He just kept a clean sheet, plays 90 minutes every game, so no rotation headache. And it is important because when you buy players like this that you leave on the bench, when you do call upon them and you need them to be playing. Nothing worse than you think, oh, I need a player. Then you realize they've lost their place. They only play 17 minutes. It's the worst. Now, the double fixture is gorgeous. We're hoping for 1 clean from the next 2. Surely the odds are there. I think there is. Best fixture run even after 29. It's got gorgeous fixture run, so you can keep him in your squad, rotate in and out. I use players like this. When I look at my starting 11, I see one of my defenders playing Manchester City. I'm like, ugh. Then I see Zabriani potentially, say, playing Fulham. I prefer those odds. That's when I'll play him. So, and then you put him back on the bench after that. No issue. 4.4 million. Enabler. Now, if you're planning, if you're like me, you've got expensive players, say, for example, Trippier, giving you no clean sheets and no assists and injured, I could move to Zebriani, leave the money in the bank. Once I see Salah, the king is fit, I'm ready to go. So if you're planning like this, players like this enable that. So that's the reason I had to put him in the list, and I wanted to even it out. 2 Luton, 2 Bournemouth players for you to attack the double game week. I hope you enjoyed that video, but more importantly, I hope you found the video useful. Do me a favor, get in the comments, let me know who you're bringing in, how many doublers you've got for game week 28. Do you agree with my moves I'm suggesting in the video? Get in the comments, I will reply to all of them. Now, before you jump off this video, I'll see you eyeing up your next one. Do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, share the video, add the bell icon so you know when the video is actually out. On that note, I'm going to wish you good luck, and I'll see you in my next video.